Hi guys, the Benidorm Enthusiast here, and today we're going to be showing you some of the major refurbishment projects for Benidorm in 2026. Benidorm is constantly evolving, whether it's new bars, hotels, infrastructure or complete area redevelopments. There is always building work going on somewhere. And this is especially apparent during the winter months. So today we're going to be having a little look at some of the major refurb projects already underway this winter, as well as a chat about upcoming projects for the future and some updates on projects that have recently been completed. We're starting in the heart of the new town on the Strip, which is the central area for British tourism, and this hotel here is the Marina Resort. It's a very popular hotel, a favourite for group bookings, and it's currently undergoing a bit of a makeover. Towards the end of last year, the hotel temporarily closed to undertake refurbishment work, and the most visible transformation has been at the White Star Bar here at the front. It's been completely stripped out and is now starting to be rebuilt. It was starting to look a little outdated, so hopefully this will breathe a new lease of life into this massive venue and place it firmly back on the map of must-visit places. While the hotel hasn't yet confirmed an exact reopening date for the White Star, the resort's own updates signal a refreshed nightlife and bar experience ready for spring, early summer 2026, aligning with Benidorm's return to full tourist activity. The hotel itself is set to reopen again in February, and there are more updates being done to the rooms. Can't see the new bar being ready for Feb, but we will be keeping an eye on it for you and bring you an update when it looks like it's getting close. A little bit further along Calle Gerona, and we're at the crossing point where the Strip meets the Square, and this next project, I have to say, is one of the most bizarre ideas I think I've ever seen for this part of town. They've decided to add some garden areas on the side of the street. 4 in total, each around 20 metres in length, and they will be filled with plants, bushes and small trees. I mean, seriously? I get that this stretch is not particularly pleasing on the eye, but garden areas, really? How long is it going to take before these are filled with puke and piss to the point that nothing at all could possibly grow in them? And how many people are going to be falling asleep in them on a weekend? Surely they could have come up with a better plan than this. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. At the same crossing point here on the square is a really exciting project which is advancing pretty quickly. Do you recognise this bar? Probably not now. Well, this was the Zodiac, and it's one of the bars that's barely changed since I moved here over 20 years ago. It was definitely looking a little tired and outdated, and it's now in the process of getting a massive facelift. I'm not going to say too much about this project just yet, because we are going to come back in a couple of weeks when there's a little more to see and give you a sneak peek inside and tell you in depth what this bar is going to be like when it reopens. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, so you don't miss that video.
January always feels like that moment where we sit down and start thinking, right, where are we going this year? New plans, new trips, new adventures, and often that's exactly when you realise it's also time for a new suitcase. If you want to start the year feeling inspired to travel more or just travel better, then this is the perfect time to upgrade your luggage, and that's where Level 8 comes in. Their luggage is modern, stylish and genuinely built for people who actually travel. It's lightweight but really durable, with smooth 360-degree spinner wheels, which makes moving through airports, hotel lobbies or even dodgy pavements way easier than it should be. Inside there's loads of space and really smart compartments to keep everything organised, and it's all finished off with a TSA approved lock, so everything stays safe. Whether you're planning Benidorm weekends, city breaks, beach holidays or just saying yes to more adventures this year, good luggage honestly makes such a difference. It's one of those upgrades you don't realise you need until you have it. So if you want to start the year properly and step up your travel game, check out the link in the video description below. You can get 10% off your order using the code Benidorm10. New year, new plans, and finally luggage that's ready for all of them. Big thanks to Level 8 for sponsoring this video.
We're over to the Rincon de Loix side of Benidorm now at Hotel Port Benidorm. This transformation is one of the biggest hotel refurbishments for Benidorm in recent years. Work started in September 2024 as Port Hotels embarked on a comprehensive overhaul and expansion, investing more than 10 million to reimagine the whole hotel. The redevelopment includes a new 26-storey tower that will house 122 additional rooms, increasing the hotel's total capacity from 288 to 410 rooms. This will make it one of Benidorm's largest hotels. Alongside the expansion, the hotel's existing spaces are being modernised and extended to include multiple new dining concepts, upgraded restaurants and bars, expanded wellness and spa facilities, several pools and terraces, and a much anticipated panoramic rooftop experience. The hotel closed fully in autumn 2025 to accelerate works, and Port Hotels is aiming for the new Port Benidorm to open in spring 2026. Who's booked in for this hotel this year? Let us know in the comments below. We're still in the Rincon de Loix area, but we're down onto the main road which runs through the Rincon now from the beach to Campsite Corner, and this street saw a lot of changes last year with the new bars Red Door and Green Door opening up on this street. Now this same company is bringing yet another bar to this street, and this one is going to be huge. It's a corner lot right next to the Red Door on the site that used to be a bank, and funnily enough the bank is what they're going to call this new bar too. It may even be more of a club vibe than a general bar. A club on this street, what do you think of that? I guess only time will tell. It will be interesting to see what direction they go with this project. Stay tuned to the channel to find out more as it develops. We're on to the next street along now, still in the Rincon de Loix area, but slightly away from the tourist zone. This behind me is the new State Medical Centre for the Rincon de Loix area. This new Centro de Salud has been in development for several years, and it is one of Benidorm's most delayed but important public health projects. Construction started in 2021, but progress was slowed by a combination of technical modifications to the original design, problems with construction contracts, and rising building costs following the pandemic, which led to repeated pauses and revised timelines. According to the latest updates from the Generalitat Valenciana, the building is now in its internal fit-out phase, with the health authorities confirming the centre is scheduled to open early 2026. Once operational, it will significantly improve primary healthcare in the Levante area, easing pressure on Benidorm's existing medical facilities. We couldn't do a refurb video without an update on the Ensanche project, although unfortunately it's not a very exciting update this time. The plan Ensanche Levante is one of Benidorm's largest and most ambitious urban development projects of all time, covering a vast area of land surrounding this market square. It's intended to create a huge new green space, but it will also incorporate new hotels, residential buildings and public infrastructure. It's also regarded as one of the most expensive regeneration schemes in the city's history due to its size, long timescale and the scale of urbanisation required. This project was formally unblocked in 2023-2024 with approval of the final planning and land reallocation framework. This was after decades of legal and planning delays. It actually looked like it was going to become a reality. As of the 2026 outlook, Ensanche Levante is legally ready, but still very much in the preparation phase, with work focused on technical drafting and coordination between landowners and no confirmed start date yet for construction. We're over into the Old Town now at the old Benidorm bullring, and there is another highly ambitious project being planned for this area. The Benidorm Open Arena project is one of the most exciting regeneration plans currently proposed by Benidorm City Council. The plan centres on transforming the existing bullring and its surrounding land into a multi-use, open-air cultural and events space designed for concerts, sport, fairs and year-round activities rather than occasional use. I think this will be absolutely amazing if it does happen. The project has been developed as part of Benidorm's wider urban renewal strategy, and it's linked to European funding programmes, which has influenced its timeline. While the concept and technical planning are already defined, the council has confirmed the project is pending finance funding and tender processes, meaning construction has not yet begun. As things stand, the open area is positioned as a key medium-term project, with 2026 expected to be a decisive year for moving forward and from it planning into execution if funding and approvals are finalised. Back onto projects which are actually happening now, and we've come right the way over to the locale end of Poniente Beach. Here, one of the biggest headline projects is the Gran Delfín, which has been built on the former Gran Hotel Delphin site. In January 2024, Benidorm City Council granted the licence for a 44-storey tower, which will combine a hotel with residential apartments rather than being a traditional hotel alone. The project also features impressive luxury facilities such as pools, spa and wellness areas, gym, co-working spaces, sky gardens and a large beachfront beach club. It's very much aimed at the premium end of the market, with apartment owners being able to access hotel services while still having private residential areas. We saw the construction work start here last year, clearing the whole area, and the build timeline is expected to be around 3 years, which means it is still a way off finishing yet. Once completed though, it's set to dramatically change the Poniente skyline and potentially the tourism model for this area. We're still on the Poniente side now, but we're heading back a little bit in the direction of the Old Town. And here is another big hotel redevelopment project. The Poseidon Playa Hotel is undergoing a significant extension and modernisation project aimed at upgrading this beachfront hotel into a more resort-style accommodation. The project involves the extension of the existing building alongside improvements to communal areas and guest facilities, rather than a complete demolition and rebuild. The works are designed to increase capacity and improve the overall quality of the hotels, with a strong focus on modernisation, accessibility and upgraded shared spaces. Construction activity has been progressing in stages here. That's to minimise long-term closure, and the Poseidon Group has indicated that the refurbished and extended hotel will reopen progressively, with full completion expected during 2026. We're back over to the Levante side of Benidorm now, and another notable hotel project for 2026 is the refurbishment of the Hotel Bilbaino, one of Benidorm's most historic beachfront hotels. It's located right on the Levante promenade at the Old Town end, and the hotel close to guests to undergo a full renovation aimed at modernising the building whilst preserving its iconic position and heritage. The refurbishment focuses on upgrading rooms, communal areas and facilities to a higher contemporary standard. While detailed specifications have not been widely published, the project has been publicly positioned as a complete overhaul rather than just a light refresh, with the hotel expected to reopen during the 2026 season, bringing a refreshed classic back to one of Benidorm's most visible and vibrant locations. One more thing to talk about down here on Levante Beachfront, and if you've been here in the last few months, you probably will have noticed on a night that this stretch in the middle is very, very dark. This is where the string lighting is missing. Now this is down to phase 2 of the catenary lighting project, which is currently underway. The overhead lights have been temporarily removed in this section while the next phase is installed, which will bring it up on a par with the Old Town end, where phase 1 has already been completed. The new lighting is already in place down at the Old Town end, and it gives the promenade a much brighter, cleaner and a more modern feel at night. Alongside this, the city is also refurbishing the iconic Andrea light columns, restoring them aesthetically while upgrading everything inside to energy efficient LED systems.
Phase 2 of the lighting project is due to be completed during 2026 before moving on to Phase 3, which will finish off the remaining section at the Rincon de Loix end of Levante. Once all the phases are complete, Levante should have consistent lighting from end to end, combining the classic Andrea columns with modern catenary lighting. A big upgrade for atmosphere, safety and nighttime appeal. So that's about it for the main refurb projects for 2026 Benidorm. There's actually a lot more going on over the Poniente side with regards to redevelopment, but a lot of that is residential complexes like the TM Tower, for example. That's set to become Benidorm's tallest skyscraper when it's built. That side of Benidorm is really growing quickly. Maybe we'll do another video looking at the evolution of that side in more detail. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested to watch that, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all our future videos coming up. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast. Stay positive and stay safe.